All right, so as I said before, you guys are journeying through the gnarly forest, and let's see here. Where did my note go? There it is. The silence is broken by a low, rhythmic thwack, thwack. The sound of heavy, leathery wings beating against the humid air. You press yourselves against a gargantuan silver barked oak tree as three shapes descend into a nearby hollow. They are there. These are not the majestic predators of legend, these manticores. They are scarred, soot stained monstrosities. One of the manticores bears a jagged brand on its flank. Grim and Torin, roll me a history check, please. As you see this. Ooh. Ooh, okay, so both of you would recognize this brand. The Eye of Fire, the mark of the Temple of Elemental Evil, the whispered forces that this Battle of Emridy Meadows is going to fight. You can barely, if your past perception's above a 12, you can hear what they're whispering to or talking to each other about. Otherwise, it's just noise. Anybody have a past perception above 12?
13?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm going to check out my passives right now. I don't remember them off the top of my head.
13.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, so you and Kyoto can hear this. Let's see. The largest of the three, the one marked with the eye, hisses in common, a jagged, simplified version of the language used by the temple cultists. Scent is stale. The metal men moved toward the sunrise hours ago. We missed the iron meat. The second one. The Golden Lord promised us the feast of elven hearts. Instead, we scavenge in the rot. I hunger for the soft-skinned messengers. The third one. Patience, brother. The meadows will be a Red Sea soon. The Master says when the great eye opens, every bird and beast that does not bow will be ours to rend. We stay here. No one passes to the meadows. No one warns the Viscount. Then the leader, quiet! We must be on watch. I think I hear, or is it I smell something? If a messenger comes, aim for the legs. The temple wants their scrolls dry, but their meat still kicking. From your vantage point at the bottom of the map, behind a tree, you can see there are three of them. The leader is still aloft. These two have moved here and there, and these two have landed as they were talking. The leader stays aloft about 25 feet.
How should we handle this situation?
I would like to avoid them at all costs.
Well, yes, but they look like they are guarding the way back.
I'm just gonna start limping. Oh shit! I forgot. Before we went on this adventure, I ran that legless gnome 5K.
Oh,
And
shit.
now- Oh man, I think I pulled something.
Coming into effect now.
What? Well, I don't know if you really paid attention, Torin. You were a little busy with your mom, but I don't really move around that much, so it hurts. All right, I was walking, finding things. So rude.
I think Kudik could carry you as well, Stuta, if you wanted.
No, I don't need to be carried.
Stuta, did you remove your HP or do you need me to do that for you?
You can do that if you'd like.
Okay. So I'll just take. You have 14 temporary HP for some reason?
No, that's the 14 that's on the top of my regular HP, but I can't remember what my HP would be if I added it to my max. So I just put it at temp, and I was going to keep track.
Okay, so I'll just.
I'm not dumb. I don't get hit very often.
That's fair. So then I will remove it from. That was 3. So there you. Nope, that's the wrong way. You have that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do we just like hope they go somewhere else or try to go around?
I mean,
Not entirely sure.
I could probably I could probably fly it like over by where they are and draw their attention, and maybe they'll give chase.
I don't hate that idea.
I don't either. The only problem is we're not exactly the quietest of individuals. Astuta is fantastically quiet and stealthy. The rest of us, however, I don't know.
That's fair, and I'm also not
Mainly
immortal.
me. Yes, we don't want you to die.
How do you get back into the ring, by the way? Do I just say your name again and then you go back?
Yes. Just
Is there a range for that? Because maybe you go and then I see you guys run off and then I just say the name again and then I put you in the ring and then you're safe.
we didn't do any testing for ranges. I was just told to go
Oh.
into the ring. It was worth a
That
shot.
lady doesn't really pay attention to things like that.
To be
All
fair,
right.
she had a lot on her plate that day.
I'm sure. Well, there was talk of like wanting some meat. I could take one of those crates, and then maybe I could barter with it for passage.
They're branded by the temple. They're not going to bargain.
Everyone will bargain.
You could try. It wouldn't hurt, but
It's just what people who are bad at bargaining say.
I am quite terrible at it, yes.
Because we just got to get through, right? That's all we got to do right now.
That's all we have to do. We don't have to fight them.
I'd prefer if we didn't.
Well, Captain, could I take one of those crates and perhaps barter with some manticores?
For those of you in the know, which would be all of you, you have to get to the path to the left. That's the way back to camp. Path to the right goes somewhere else. You haven't been down that path yet.
Because we could try to sneak, but I don't feel like it would be effective.
So you want to go there.
Captain likes ideas. You very smart. Words forming in head take long time sometimes.
I understand. There.
Okay, I think long and hard about this. Many words. You can do.
Perfect. I'll just kind of grab the crate. Hopefully I don't die. If I am eaten by the manticores, please make sure to take the way to the left and be safe. And
I remember your sacrifices, Tita.
just make sure to tell your mother that I died for you.
Torin will abandon you, but we will not. Looking to Kirk, I don't think Kirk could leave you behind us, Tuta.
Nope, I fight, I die. It's fun.
Okay, we'll stay here.
It's just another day
quietly.
in paradise.
Okay, we're gonna die anyway.
Probably.
I'm just gonna walk up and I will slowly make my way over to the rock. And as soon as I see that they see me, I'm going to set down the crate. Hail, amazing friends! I am Astuta. I was looking to have some words with you if you have a second.
It's a messenger. She's slight enough. Is she an elf? She could be an elf. I don't think she's an elf. But she could be... No. Yes, she's an elf. She doesn't have the pointy ears that elves have. Well, we could eat her. She's made of meat. And she's not covered in iron, so it's easier to get to. That actually is a very good fact.
Well, a couple facts. Number one, I am, in fact, an elf. I am a wood elf, though. I don't know if she'll like move her hair, pointy ear, everything, all the pieces. Yes, quite.
Elves.
Is that
So
because they're more
tasty.
tasty? Okay, yeah, that was not the intention there. But I hope you're having a splendid day. And
We're starving.
I, that's so cool. I am trying to make some passage through this area, and I was wondering if I could trade with you for safe passage.
What could an elf have that is worth more than, well, her flesh itself?
I have more than my flesh in these wonderful rations.
And you're just traveling through the woods on your own, are you?
No, that would be a lie, and I'm not going to do that. I have some friends, and I was hoping to trade to get through. I have not just this amount. I have some more, and I would be willing to give it all to you. It would lose me some money that I would make in my venture, but I would rather trade that than, anyone get hurt. These are hard times here, and, maybe you need some food.
What do you have to offer? If it is tastier than you are, maybe we will look the other way.
There's no way it's more tasty than me. That's fair, but I
Then why are we
the problem
even
with killing
talking?
well, the problem with killing somebody like me is that there are people that oddly enough care about me, my family, really weird. And then
Are
they'll
they
come and
elves
hunt down
too?
anyone
Yes,
that
of course they're elves.
Yeah, they are. Really annoying ones.
Will they
Pointy
come
ears.
looking for you?
Of course they would.
Excellent.
Not in a small amount of numbers.
Ooh,
In a
even more.
disturbingly high. Anyway. I feel like you're trying to turn this into a thing that it's not. I'm just saying, they've hunted many a beast before, and it wouldn't go well for you. So, I have this, and I will hold up one of the rations. Yeah, I have this, and I'm willing to trade it. Would you like to try it?
What you're holding in your hands is basically a very large sheet of beef jerky.
Delicious.
It's probably poisoned. Yes, it
I'll
could
take a
be.
bite out of it. It's not poisoned.
That's just what you would say if you were poisoned. Maybe
Right,
you've
and I put
grown
one
immune
poison
to
that
iocane powder.
I have. Yes, of course. But I will stand here, and one of your friends may take a bite, and you can see that it is not poisoned. And if it is poisoned, then you can. Now, and I'm chewing it. I'm not currently poisoned because now I know.
Mm.
Then you know,
Prove
just
you
trying
have
to.
honor and call your friends out into the open, too. You've seen all my friends. They're right here, to the left and to the right of me.
I'd be interested in doing that, but I've come forward truly. I mean, I could have, with my friends, plotted an ambush, which was a possibility. I could have done a lot of things, but to be fair, my friends are quite dumb. And they're not capable of that, and I'm not sure that they don't have worms in their tubes. They could be infected and parasitic, and I don't know that you would want to deal with that. One of
Well-
them keeps itching, and one of them keeps like scratching its rump on things. Like this is a sure sign of worms.
Do they scoot on the ground?
Yes, quite disturbingly so.
Oh,
The big
my.
one. Yes.
We probably. Well, maybe we'll just eat her and we'll not eat the ones that are infected.
Such a waste, though.
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
I will use my inspiration.
Okay.
Why did it gain it? It was there. Remove it. Persuasion.
I'm interested in your offering, and it's not unheard of. I am a temple servant of some high regard, that little ones such as you should, in fact, give me offerings. But I want to see your friends before I accept.
Fair enough. Well, then that gets rid of the bonus. But
Bonus?
well, See, if you act right now, there's just this crate, but wait, there's more. My intention
No
was,
fucking way.
I know, uh, my intention was, of course, great, powerful creatures to offer you where the location is of, well, where I got this. I had worked with my friends and we killed a lot. There's some fresh meat available there. Exotic. Some of the meats from the greatest places. Have you had displacer beast recently?
Never. They are hard to catch, and they disappear when we try to eat them.
I've recently murdered one within hours of now, and you could sink your teeth into some exotic flesh.
Oh, say more.
I would say more, but you need to agree that we can go through. It's what I have to offer, and if you eat me, then I can't tell you where it is.
What do you two
This
think?
is my trade.
Well, that displacer beast is a lot bigger than she is. Are there other creatures that are dead around them, or is it just the displacer beast?
Say that again. What?
Is it just the food, the displacer beast's food, or is there other foods around there too? Did you kill other things? What did you kill?
Yes, lots of things. There was a knoll king that was destroyed, and lots of other knolls. And I hear that there was a bunch of other monsters that were there that got killed. I'm not going to tell you all of them, but there are some that sounded quite delicious if I was one of those people that wanted to eat things.
I don't. Roll me another persuasion check with advantage. That's a 19. Oh. I don't want your dried meat, but I would love the location of where this displacer beast is.
Will you agree on your good word to let me and my friends go through, and I will give you the location, no problem.
I will give you the word of the evil that lurks inside the temple, that I will not eat you and your friends this day, if you give me the location to these succulent meats that are left at this place you talk of.
Brilliant. Well, my name is Astuta. What is your name?
I don't have one.
Oh, well, how about Jeremy? I feel like you should have a name. Jeremy, Tom, and Steven.
Which one of us is Steven?
The one that's not paying attention as well will be Steven.
The one that's chittering is now Steven.
Okay, perfect.
The leader is going to be Jeremy. And what was the other name? Tom?
Tom.
Alrighty. This Jeremy, I like the sound of this name.
It's powerful.
So
Very strong name.
What is the food?
And I will tell them where the caves were that we just came from.
So you tell them that about an hour's walk, so about a 20-minute flight for them. As the crow flies to the south by southeast, you will find a cave with a bunch of dead gnolls in the front of it, and a dead displacer beast, and it's theirs for the taking, basically, right?
Right.
Okay.
Before they leave, I do tell them that I wish them well in their travels, and everything that was in there when we left was killed, and perhaps in the future, if I need to cross through here again, that I could bring them another sampling of some exotic meats, if that was something that they were interested in.
Astuta. We will remember
Yes.
that. This could be interesting, and since you are feeding us with delectable exotic meats, I will give you one word of advice.
Huh?
Leave. Do not go back to the camp. Get out of here. Our forces outnumber the camp 10 to 1.
Oh.
Temple will run them over like carrion.
Well, that's terrible, but when do you plan on making siege to the camp? Not because I'm trying to save them, more of just I have some things I was trying to sell and I'd like to make a couple dollars before I leave.
As far as I know,
Gold.
it's soon, in the next couple days. There's some big leader coming in from the north that's supposed to get the humans into shape and raise the dead to fight. But I don't know when he gets here, and I don't know when they're going to strike, but it will be soon. If I were you, I would turn tail and go anywhere but here. That is the nicest thing I can tell you in lieu of this potential feast you've offered.
Fair. I appreciate your time. Enjoy your feeding. And hopefully I can get out of the camp before you all make your way into it. But if we are to see you in the battlefield, or at least I am, strike quickly, please. And, be safe in murdering.
And they smirk and kind of just snort, and they fly off. And you continue your journey towards the camp.
GG's.
Well done.
Huh. Look, we get to keep our jerky. What a win.
We do.
You have no idea. The moment you kind of explained to me that it was jerky, I was like, I don't want to give up our jerky.
That's fair. That's fair. You finish your walk back to the camp. The night is dark. You make your way though through, depending on torches or whatever forms of light you have. As you approach the righteous host's encampment, cook fires are being lit for the evening meal. Soldiers are sharpening weapons and adjusting armor. The smell of barley porridge hangs in the cold air. A dwarf sentry spots you and barks something in the direction of the command pavilion. I don't know if you guys would really be interested in barley porridge. I'd rather have jerky myself.
Rather have jerky.
Yeah.
A retinue kind of shows up as you reach the outskirts of the camp and leads you back to the Leomund's secure structure that they are using as the War Council's housing. There's more people present at this time than there were at the last. Of course, you have your... that's not the right one. You have Prince Thrommel. Oops. There is the Viscount Wilfric. He is the Viscount of Verbabonk, the region. Why no? There he is. Next to them, seated, leaning on a post, not seated, but leaning on a post with his arms folded, is a dwarf. You're not quite sure who he is, but he looks very surly. And then, perched on a crate with her goggles pushed up, is a very familiar face. One Jeet Jimbleclap, with her white crow on her shoulder, Smoke. And then, lastly, standing near the wall, looking very impatient, tapping his feet, is this familiar face as well. This would be Certain, the cleric. They all seem to be mustered in presence, waiting for some report or maybe arguing over tactics. You're not quite sure. Thrommel, as you guys walk into the tent, or the hunting lodge rather, sets down his quill and looks up and says, "So, Gnarrag is dead? Say that plainly so Wilfric can write it down."
I set his head on the table.
Oh, that will do it. Wilfric The Viscount will look up from his writing. And the concubine Nogu?
Also dead. We did not get to her head, though.
Oh, quite a shame. I suppose you could take your word for it. Good. The Knolls will be fractious for days, possibly weeks. Without a clear success of the pack hierarchy collapses into violence. They turn on each other before they turn on us. And he makes a notation onto his ledger. That's the window we needed on the eastern flank. I'd say well done, but you were paid for it. The dwarf slams his fist on the table. Ha! Gert Stonebones says the Dog King was a problem. Gert Stonebones was right. Write that down, Wilfric. I will not write that down. Nah, he's writing it down.
There are bigger problems in the area.
Well, Prince Thrommel, indeed. Well, the eastern flank holds for now. We have perhaps 3 days before the Knoll pack recognizes a new leader, or fragments and becomes an uncontrolled raiding problem. Either way, 3 days is better than none. You lot did good work. Now, what is this you say about other dangers in this area?
Well, I was in a conversation with Semanticores.
Continue.
And they said that they were going to be making an attack on this camp within a couple of days. They weren't quite sure how long it was going to take them, but they were going to overrun it and murder everyone that's here.
Well, that would be the forces of elemental evil that are mustering in the distance somewhere around here. This is exactly who we're trying to fight. At this point, we know we are outnumbered, but we have other ideas on how to lessen their numbers. But I do
They
appreciate...
said they were waiting for somebody to come in. So there should be somebody arriving sometime soon. If we were to keep an eye out or know who that was, that's what they're waiting for as a trigger in order to attack the camp.
Wilfric he kind of closes his ledger a little loud. He doesn't slam it shut, but he does kind of make a noise. And Viscount says, I'll be direct because you don't have a lot of time and it appears you know a bit about this already. As of this morning, our position is tenable but not comfortable. The host has held the eastern ridge and the fens crossing, but our western flank has been under steady pressure from a combined orc and ogre force that has better coordination than it should. Someone is directing them. We don't know who. He points to the map at the center of the table. We have the Knoll window now, 3 days perhaps, but there's a larger concern that supersedes the tactical picture entirely. I want your full attention to the... And Certain finally interrupts him as he stands up away from the wall and says, this is about Kel the Eldest. We were getting to that, Certain. Our enemies are disorganized and their leaders know it. The Temple's ground forces are effective but leaderless. They are fighting hard but not thinking. Someone in that organization recognized this and moved to solve it. They forged an alliance with a wizard general named Kel the Eldest and summoned him to join the army, perhaps even lead it. Wizard general. Kel's a lich, says Certain. Not a necromancer dabbling at edges, not an ambitious wizard playing at dark magic, a lich. In the full completion of the ritual, phylactery intact, body sustained by necromantic energy, lich. He's been dead for years and simply refused to stop living. That distinction matters, Wilfric. They both kind of stare at each other. You can tell that they're at a point of contention. Certain is very impatient and very seemingly frustrated. Viscount Wilfric is trying to look indifferent, but you can see his eyebrow starts to twitch in the tense moment. We've been tracking his movements since he arrived at Safeton by boat. Traveling north with an escort, he's now moving overland through the gnarly forest by coach. The gnarly elves have remained neutral in our conflict. We've already sent an envoy to petition their support, but until that alliance is secured, we cannot ask them to deal with Kel on our behalf. The dwarf kind of pokes Kyonek in the side and neutrality. In a war between good and elemental evil, Gert Stonebones finds that unimpressive.
Yes, we could just kill stuff. It's better.
Indeed. While this waiting around and talking. Thrommel stands up and walks over to the group, the two that are arguing. The elves have watched kingdoms rise and fall on these meadows before. They have reasons for their caution. Let our envoy do his work. Turns to you, Lot. Which is why we need you in that forest. A military unit cannot move through elf territory without provoking exactly the incident we're trying to avoid. But a small group traveling on the road can.
What is it you want us to do exactly then? We've got an idea of our enemy and a idea of the devastation they could cause, but not an actual fine answer of what the hell we're going to be doing.
Well, obviously, take on the carriage and dismiss the Lich from existence. You won't kill him for long. We have not been able to locate his phylactery, and he will reappear in some number of days, but by that time the battle with the temple will be over, and he will not be present to lead the forces, says Thrommel.
Right.
So find guy, kill guy.
It's a little more complicated than that, Kuruk.
You use many words to say simple task.
Perhaps there's something more simple, less vital that we could do.
There isn't, Doran.
Certain he stands and he kind of puts his hand on Torin's shoulder and he says, indeed, there is a lot of danger in this mission. Kel is careful. He knows that teleportation leaves traces of a competent tracker can read, a residual signature, a brief null in the ambient magic. Kel moves by coach because it's slower and therefore undetectable by magic. He's been at this for a very long time, and he does not make the obvious choices, as I have seen before. I fought him. It was bad. And Wulfric says, don't tell the tale. It is going to discourage them. So I should lie. Well, just maybe be a little less verbose about it.
I don't mind details, a little bit more discouraging. I don't mind that at all.
Doran, we're still going to be going and doing this mission. That's the unfortunate part of this.
Thrommel sits down, pours himself a glass of wine, crosses one leg over there, goes, if you must tell the story again, certain, please do it quickly. We've heard it many times today already. Gert and Jeet will stand. We haven't heard it yet. No, indeed, we have not heard the story yet. Gert Stonebones would love to hear the tale of certain facing off against a dreaded lich, who's probably just a cleric wearing a ribcage for armor.
That would be nice, Gert. That would be very, very nice.
Certain sits down next to Prince Thrommel, and before the prince can take a drink out of the wine goblet he just poured, he just takes it from him and starts to drink. He just drains the whole thing. 6 years ago. It happened 6 years ago. I want to tell you what Kel did. Specifically Kel. Not what a lich is in general. I assume you've heard the tales, but what Kel is. Because if you go into that forest expecting a standard engagement, you will die in ways I'd rather not have to explain. In 560, 6 years ago, the Citadel of 8, which you would all know as 8 of the most powerful wizards in all of Greyhawk, received intelligence that Kel was operating near Div, a cairn complex called the Tomb of Yehun, ancient Flan burial mounds from before the migrations. Battle dead, hundreds of them, properly interred in the old battle dead, hundreds of them, properly interred according to the old rites. Kel had identified the site as an acquisition target. He wanted the bodies. Morden Kanan set the three of us, Bigby, Robilar, and myself. Background knowledge, you would of course known Bigby as a very competent mage. Robilar is a very famous fighter. You've never heard of Certain before, but you know the other two. The theory was straightforward. Get there before Kel completed his preparation, disrupt the ritual, drive him off, and that's the end of it. We had done variations of this kind of work before. We were not concerned. We arrived at the cairn site to find it already prepared. Not in progress. Prepared. He had been there for 3 days. The outer ward was set up. There were 22 reanimated burial mounds already walking the perimeter. Not zombies, not skeletons. Proper ancient dead in their grave goods, carrying weapons they were buried with. Flan warriors. And they moved with intent. They responded to orders. They held battle formations without being told to. Bigby opened with Bigby's clenched fist, a 5th level evocation spell, enormous force. Kel countered it with counterspell before the fist fully materialized. Not after, before. He had been scrying us since we left the city. He knew exactly what Bigby was likely to open with. He had the slot held ready. Bigby nearly fell over from the feedback. He anticipated ye, said Gert. He had already won the first round before we arrived. That's Kel. Robilar engaged in the perimeter undead. He was our hammer, and he was good at it, but the dead weren't trying to kill him. They were trying to slow him down. Every time he cut down one, 2 more filled the gap. They weren't blocking his path to Kel. They were consuming his actions while Kel positioned himself. By the time Robilar cut through to clear the ground, Kel had already moved twice and was in position. I tried to get Flame Strike through. I did. I struck him with Divine Fire. Harder to anticipate. It hit. He took the blow. And I want to tell you something about how he responded. The fire consumed his undead's body. He paused 1 full second, and then he made a slight adjustment to his footing and continued casting. No reaction beyond the 1 pause. He didn't panic. He just recalculated. He cast Circle of Death, 60-foot radius, testing our constitution against necrotic drain. We all made it, barely, but the purpose wasn't to kill us. The purpose was to force us to spend our healing resources to break our formation. While we were recovering, he completed the sequence he needed to on the cairn. Not all of it. We had thankfully disrupted the full ritual, but enough. He had what he came for. He cast Wall of Stones, sealing himself and his undead and his components into a chamber, and that was the end. Being undead, they could stay down there as long as they wanted. They don't need to eat, breathe, or sleep. So we left after a few hours. Couldn't wait. Couldn't summon other backup. There were other emergencies that needed to occur. He didn't win because he was more powerful than us. Bigby and I together outmatched Kel in raw magical capacity. Robilar is one of the best fighters I know. He won because he had more information than we did. He had thought further ahead than we had, and he treated every one of our actions as data points to incorporate rather than threats to react to. By the time we were casting, he had already moved past that phase of the engagement. He got what he needed. A binding key of some sort, a component for the phylactery ritual. Had we stopped him there, he probably would not be a lich today. But we did not stop him there. That is the level of intelligence you are facing.
Anyone want a drink? I could use a drink.
Thrommel just holds up the carafe of wine. Just, there you go. Just take it.
So,
And your hope is that the four of us he would not know of, being that we are not very renowned. And maybe we could catch him by surprise. Dispatch him.
I think that's exactly what Sergeant is trying to tell you, for that you not being, and no offense, anyone of fame or notoriety yet, there would be no knowledge of you for him to scry. There would be no way he could prepare for your actions. Indeed, you would be a mystery to him. I just need you to intercept the coach and destroy his corporeal form. That is all. I'm not asking you to battle with him. If you could, in some way, cause an accident to occur to him, or if it comes down to fisticuffs, if you just throw everything you have at him, it might barely be enough. Liches are incredibly dangerous, but they don't have much in the way of something to keep them corporeal. They have very few hits that they can take before they have to vanish and then reappear later. I would counsel you, though, do not say your names. If he dies and he knows who you are, he will come back to fight you again.
It's best that he knows that we do not exist at all.
Agreed.
Correct.
I can procure 4 horses for you so that you may journey into the Gnarly fairly quickly. Jeet stands up and goes, and 5 vials of holy water. Don't drop them. We traded 4 kegs of dwarven spirits for those. The dwarves were not happy. I was also not happy. Let's say we're all unhappy, but trying to be invested in the positive outcome of this endeavor. And you do know your armor is damaged, don't you? She says to you,
Yes,
Grim.
I'm well aware. I was hoping to get it fixed before we went out again.
That's acid damage. That kind of damage goes deep into the grain of the metal. Not surface corrosion or structural compromise. I've seen not surface corrosion. Its structure is compromised. I've seen plate hold against crossbow bolts and crumple against a cantrip because the smith didn't know it had been weakened. Do not trust that armor until a real smith has had his hands on it. You can borrow something from the quartermaster's stock. It won't fit well, but it won't fold either. I would say that armor probably has about a good 5 or 6 hits before it totally falls off and you have to bring it back and scrap.
Well, that's good to know. It was a ooze.
I'd like to pose an hypothetical question. I just would like to explore all thoughts, cover as much bases as we can. So I implore you not to put on any judgments, but what would be the consequences if we were to refuse this mission?
Kel arrives at the temple grounds, and the forces of orcs, ogres, gnolls, and the other living creatures of the temple's army will now not only have a tactical genius on their side, but one that can fracture this alliance.
So you're pitching on such a huge vital turning point in this war on a couple of people that you've just met this morning.
Indeed. Just so you know, the Lich on that field could break this coalition, as I said. Have you ever fought a battle where your battle mate has been slain and then suddenly rises up against you to fight you? The man or woman that you have spent the last months eating food with, training with, sparring with, trusting them to watch your flanks, and now they are standing before you with their mortal wounds still leaking their life essence on the ground as they attempt to murder you as well?
Can't say that I have. I tend to avoid large-scale conflicts.
I know you are thinking that we're sending off to die, but realistically, any person that we send will be known, and then I cannot trust the basic soldiery to do this. We in fact have scouts in the area that are trying to keep our flanks safe as close to camp as possible. We have an envoy out to the elves, and hopefully he has made his meeting with them, and they are in negotiations. Hopefully they will come to aid us. But we simply can't let this carriage reach the temple grounds.
It's
Bird
alright.
brings a dead rodent to Grim. There was no
It's
like
alright.
great timing for that, but it's there. Um,
Foreshadowing is a literary device that... I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
we're gonna
Like
go.
I said, hypothetical question. I doubt. Why can I refuse?
How much time do we have before he gets to the temple?
We don't know. Soon. Hence the horses. The route is somewhat muddled, but it's generally in one of the central portions of the gnarly forest to the east. West, sorry. East was where the knolls are. Jeet will, of course, give you the vials of holy water. We've also taken two oils of sharpness, which I'm going to put into Astuta's inventory, along with the... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to put them in the party inventory. That's probably a better idea. Give me just a second here. I don't expect you to go in there and fight without anything to bolster your abilities just a bit. So that's going to be deleted. We want holy water. There's 5 of those. Of course, the potions of healing will be needed, I'm assuming. Even the best armored knight will take a hit here and there. We have 6. Well, that's the best I can offer.
We'll have to work. We won't have time to rest tonight, then, I'm gathering.
No. These missions must be done quickly, and before the end result is realized, which is Kel reaching the temple. It must be done immediately.
Right. Well, let me go visit the quartermaster for some new armor, then.
Jazzy has a beagle named Hobbs. Advantage on persuasion.
Oh! Hobbs!
Quick question.
Yes.
As a captain, I can do field promotion.
Are you trying to take people from our camp to go with you?
No, just within my own company here.
They would have to take the oath and swear their allegiance to the Radiant Host, at least until the battle is done in a few days' time. But yes.
Sounds great. Thank you.
I don't know if that was good or bad, Chassis. Sorry. There we go. There. So there's that, and that. Is there anything else that you could possibly need? We don't have much to spare, but some basic consumables. We might be able to drum up a couple others. Jeet, do you have anything else in your
Health potions.
stores? Health potions. We've given you 6.
I know. That's looking at. I'm just gonna look over at my friends. That's obviously not enough. It's never enough. Not with them.
You don't happen to have a blood well vial, do you?
Jeet looks up at you and she says, I am research and development, not an evocation enchanter. A Bloodwell vial. I mean, maybe the Lich might have one you could pick off of him.
An innocent question. No, customer to merchant.
Couple questions.
Yes.
Ring. There was no test on apparently the range in which I could summon him back into the ring.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot. Maybe you could test it out on the road.
Okay, we'll field test it.
I apologize, but yes, you can summon him back into the ring. If you find out, would you please let me know?
Fair. Side question. Cloud.
Yes.
What do I need to roll to see if there's anything that I would like to steal from this room? I've been waiting because you had things to say and I don't want to get in the way of it.
That's
but
fair.
now, throughout the entire time of story time and everything else, if there was anything I wanted, I would have stolen it during this.
Okay, I need a perception check, please.
I'll be right back.
It's a 21. All right, so let me see here. There's that, and what are you? You are uncommon. Oops. You find that you see a fuck it. You see a Bloodwell vial, +1. Sitting behind on the table right next to Gert Stonebones. Looks to be tagged with some kind of a note on there saying that it was confiscated by a traveling band of bandits that were trying to make a treaty with the orcs to join them. You also find an alchemy jug that's there, and
An alchemy jug? What
Yep.
is an alchemy jug?
a ceramic jug appears to hold a gallon of liquid, weighs 12 pounds, whether full or empty. The sloshing sounds can be heard from within the jug when it's shaken, even if it's empty. You can use an action and name one liquid of the table below, there's a table, to cause the jug to produce the chosen liquid. Afterward, you can uncork the jug as an action and pour that liquid out up to 2 gallons per minute. The maximum amount of the liquid jug that can produce depends on the liquid you name, and the liquids are acid. The max amount of acid is 8 ounces. Basic poison, which is a half ounce. Beer, 4 gallons. Honey, 1 gallon. Mayonnaise, 2 gallons. Oh, just here. I'll just share the record.
This
And
is brilliant.
there's also a very ornate looking bag by the entrance. Looks to be put on the floor just behind one of the weapon racks.
What was it by the weapon rack? Say it again. I
A
was
very
reading. Sorry.
ornate, fancy looking bag.
I would like to work on stealing these items.
Okay, well, it was a very lengthy tale he told, so
I have a ferret that's supposed to help me with a +1 to my stealthiness.
ooh, okay. Then I
Yes.
need
And Hector has shown up to talk to Jay Blur about top hats. Hector.
Orbit. You feel this creature hop on your shoulder. He says, "Oh, that head of yours is awfully unadorned. That's terrible look, sir. With that hairstyle of yours, I would recommend a top hat to cover up all the iniquities that hair is doing upon this world."
Fantastic. The aberrations in my mind are now taking physical. First my mother, now this.
I'm sorry, sir. I was just merely trying to proselytize the usefulness and beauty that a top hat brings to a gentleman's countenance.
What's it gonna take to get you to leave?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm here for the hour.
Of course you are.
Okay, so Jay talking to the frog is going to provide some distraction as fucking Certain starts to look at you like, do you need an exorcism? Is something wrong with you? Gert goes, Gert Stone Bones often talks about hats and things to himself too. That's quite normal.
So many things.
Pull out my axe. Certain,
Yes.
you and I had fun breaking bad guy other day. Can you make this hit sharper?
That's
So
what
like,
that's what the oil of sharpness is for. It helps your weapons deal more damage. If you've not ever used an oil of sharpness, you simply apply it to the blade, and applying the oil takes about a minute to make sure that the entire surface is covered of your weapon. And then it turns the coated weapon to a +3 weapon, or it coats ammunition into a +3 arrow or bolt.
but is it magic or? I don't know much about magic. I just know like this guy, and I point to Torn. He does these weird gestures with his hands and mumbles to himself. Usually, stuff like, "Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm so tiny, little legs. Look at me, not move fast." And then he does something weird.
He looks at you. Well, at least he's not a liar.
That's not how it works at all.
It does make the weapon magical for, I think. Let me see, where? Doesn't tell me how long the potion lasts for.
I think there are multiple versions of oil of sharpness as well.
Lasts for an hour. Takes 1 minute, and then for the next hour, it's basically a +3 magical weapon.
Let's go.
I'll be able to do magic too.
I will be stealing. That is my goals right now.
Right. Let me just.
I'm going and getting replacement armor.
All right, so you gone.
Mm-hmm.
That was the wrong potion of sharpness. That was the 2024 potion of sharpness. I need to give you the 2014 one because it's better. There's 2 of those. And of course, that one says for the hour. So I'm guessing in 2024, it's just like, it's just now a magical +3 weapon because 2024 gives you everything.
Hold my hand.
Astuta, I need you to roll me a stealth check. 1 stealth check for all 3. And then sleight of hands for each one.
1 stealth. Okay. Then we'll use inspiration.
Okay. That's a 27 to stealth. You are stealthed. Now I just need a sleight of hand check for. First off, we'll do the because Jay's a whiner. We'll do the Bloodwell vial first. It's a DC 16 stealth sleight of hand check.
I would like to give her an inspiration.
No.
What? Aw. Okay.
Yep, there it is. See? Let her cook. All right, so in your inventory, I am giving you a Bloodwell vial +1.
Okay.
And then
Hold on,
next is
I'm
the
credit back card really quick. Go ahead.
then next is the alchemy jug. That's a DC 13. It's a uncommon magical item that Jay didn't whine about, so it's easier to get.
I was just asking.
Tomato, tomato. Damn, you got that too. And then lastly is the very ornate bag. And that's going to be a DC 50. And that's a 17 as well. And you now have
Let's go.
a bag of holding.
Let's go. I shall steal.
And they say thievery never pays.
You see, as you're going around taking these items, the other humanoids in the room are not watching you, but the white crow on Jeet's shoulder is watching you take each individual item.
I am going to stare at it and lick my lips like I'm hungry for bird. It needs to keep its fucking mouth shut. And me and this bird are gonna have problems eventually. We also got, after I finished stealing, the we had the whiskey barrels, and then we also got one case of jerky because I want to keep one.
Okay. Well, you have, was it 2 you had?
Yeah, we had 2, and then we had 4 barrels of whiskey.
Or nail.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you're going to keep one of the cases of the iron rations, one of the crates, then just to remove it from everybody's inventory, each of you add 10 rations to your inventory, please.
I can't just add it into my notes for what's in my new bag of holding.
I'll do it for you.
Travel snacks. Because you didn't say it was like a regular ration.
They're what do you mean? They're basically this. I don't understand what you're. They're.
It was a joke.
Oh,
Uh,
I don't.
I understand that humor was dead. Jay's mom's not on the field.
Let's see. Iron rations. You have 10 in your bag of holding. All right, that's in your inventory.
Perfect.
Everybody else add 10 rations to your inventory. And I will remove both of the crates of iron rations. Astuta, please add 25 gold to your inventory, as they will take them off. The quartermaster, which we're just going to say you went to go sell it, will pay you the worth of it, which is 25 gold. And we want to sell all 4 of the casks of dwarven ale, or just 3, or what are we doing?
I'll check with the party what they want to do. So all of them, you want to keep 1 for celebratory periods?
I feel 1 to keep for celebratory periods would be good. Although I might not be there.
I would have checked before we got into town of what we were going to do with it. So I'm just...
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fair. So we keep it.
If there happens to be a dwarf, we could give them to the dwarf. He might pay us more.
No. The quartermaster is a dwarf. How about that?
Okay, then we'll save 1 to the bag of holding.
Okay. Please add 150 gold to your inventory.
All right.
And Kyotik is still carrying 1 cask of dwarven ale. The other stuff has all been sold away. Grim has a fine shield, which he has no idea what it does. Mandy has a dagger, which he has no idea what it does. I think that's everything that's not identified so far. As you start putting things into the you leave the tent of the war council. The last one in is going to be Torin. Torin, roll me a perception check.
Don't you
Key.
Don't you
I'm
fucking do
gonna
it.
do it. I'm gonna do it.
That's another one. That's what you rolled last time.
This
As
frog
you,
thing is distracting.
as you go to leave, Prince Thrall's going to look at you, Oh, we've procured a couple things for you. Make sure you take them on the way out. There's a Bloodwell vial, which I'm assuming you'll find very helpful. A bag of holding to carry back all of your spoils, and an alchemy jug for those long, dusty trips where you can maybe conjure yourself some beer or whatnot. Feel free to take those.
Cloud, fuck you. Fuck yours you came in on. That is so mean. I worked so hard to steal those. They were you.
Thank you very much. We will put these into fabulous use. Thank you.
Hate this game.
As you walk out, you see the white crow, and he's kind of like, if crows can laugh. It's Grim. He's doing the. Grim, roll me a d20 to find out what kind of armor you get that they have available in your size.
I get leather armor. I get a downgrade.
Hold. So there are some choices, Grim.
Mm-hmm.
You can take. The guy offers you. I got the studded armor, studded mail armor here. It's leather armor. We just put some metal pieces into it. It offers a bit of protection. I do have this cast-off plate armor here. It's kind of beat up and rusted. I think that'll fit you, but if it takes a beating, it probably will fall off you. But it is plate mail. Oh, and then of course there's this chain shirt. It's just a shirt of chainmail armor.
Well, I was using chainmail before, so I'll just stick with the chainmail.
Well, this is just a shirt, though, not the entire suit of armor. This is just.
Oh. Shit.
Quite. Not many of our forces have been dying lately where we can scavenge their remains for restocking our supplies.
I will. Oh, man. I will go for this studded leather armor.
You don't want to take a gamble with the cast-off plate mail?
I don't know if that's a dead man's plate mail, Cloud. I'm not putting on another dead man's armor.
Almost guaranteed another. This is all other people's shit that have died.
I don't want any of it.
Okay. Like, think about it. They're not going to have, full-on outfits of things. Most of the soldiery in medieval times had to purchase and bring their own armor and weaponry with them, or it was supplied by their lords or lieges. Most of the time, though, if you're a bowman, you had to have your own fucking bow. They didn't give you shit. They're lucky if they gave you arrows. So it's kind of the same thing here.
Yeah, I'll just take the fucking plate.
Right, Jim?
Fuck it.
Dead people stuff is the best.
What is... Can I get him to identify the shield, the fine shield? Like, if he knows an idea of what it does? Maybe? Possibly?
Okay,
Potentially?
So we're going to rewind and say that you did this back at the War Council, and Jeet's going to do it, okay? Because she'd be the one that could do it. Where did it go? Thrommel and Jeet both look at the shield as you offer it. Do you say anything when you show it to them?
Gnarrag was carrying this. Is it anything special?
Yeah, let's see. The Thrommel. Jeet, these runes are what? Old Iridian? Looks... Bitban. Oh, that name looks familiar. Bitban. I know that name from the old histories. Knight from before Furiandi's founding, so very ancient. Was lost in a campaign against elemental cultists before my grandfather's grandfather was born, according to the history books. The fact that it ended up in a Gnoll's hands suggests that the cultists won that particular campaign. And the fact that it's in your hands now suggests something else, as he hands it back to you. If you can attune to it, do so. We'll settle provenance questions after battle, assuming there is an after battle. Jeet says, it's enchanted. Old work. I mean, genuinely old, not old-fashioned. The craft signature is pre-Furiondian, as the prince said. Whoever made this was looking for something specific, and they built the finding into the object itself. Not my department, but I usually deal in things that explode. But I'd say keep it. There's a little fancy knickknack to it, so it's a little bit better of a shield than you're used to. And if you concentrate for 6 seconds, you can sense which direction is east.
Fair enough. Well, thank you. If it's better than what I'm currently using, then I'll use it.
This is a +1 shield.
I'm gonna use it.
So we're going to take that off, or we're going to add that on, rather. We are going to add on your cast-off plate mail armor and equip it, unequipping the chain mail, which you're going to carry on. Put your AC at a 22, if that sounds correct.
Should be 20.
Oh, yeah, now it's 20. Okay, good.
I had both shields equipped.
Oh, okay. And then did the +1 from the shield come on? Because it should be, I think your AC is an 18 with the plate mail, and then +2 for the shield, +1 for the magic shield part of it. So
It did not.
so there you go, 21.
21?
Grim.
Yeah.
Roll me 2 d20s, please. $27. Perfect. Then roll me d4. That one you wanted a low number. Very good. Alrighty. So you put on this cast-off armor. You can see that the leather straps that kind of hold the front and the back, the cuirass to the back piece, are kind of burgundy colored in splotches. Some of the armor is dented. It looks like a war hammer might have hit it once or twice. But all in all, it's a decent fit. And you now have some semblance of plate mail armor. If you manage
Yay!
if you manage to get it to a real blacksmith like in Verbobonk City or somewhere else, it could be fully repaired into a full set of plate mail armor with some cost, of course.
Bit.
Mm-hmm. I would say that Stuta, she would also identify the dagger you have. If you wanted
Sounds
her
good.
to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was already using it, but I just... And it boomerangs, apparently.
Yes, it is infused returning dagger. It has a +1 to hit, and the magic grants a +1 bonus to the attack and damage rolls made with it. It returns to the wielder's hand immediately after used to make a ranged attack.
Boomerang. Got it.
Dagger ring.
Does anybody else have anything unidentified?
It's
Is
my brain bucket.
The the bone amulet, is that a magical item?
She looks at you. This is very gruesome and scary. I'd imagine you could probably use it to enhance your intelligence or your charisma if you're trying to intimidate somebody. But otherwise, it's just filigree to add to the countenance of a scary. Well, it's probably Knoll, right? This is was this on Gnarrag?
Yes.
It was, yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. And she casts prestidigitation on it and hands it back to you. Cleans it.
Very nice. Thank you.
So let's see. Grim, you're settled with that. Mandy, you've stolen the things that they wanted you to steal.
Asshole. Is there any way, moving on from your rudeness, because I have leather armor,
Mm-hmm.
can I possibly, with the money now that I've raised, go get some more some improved leather armor?
The studded leather would be an improvement for you. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they have studded leather armor. Where is it here?
I will give the blood vial thing to the caster. Here.
Oh, because you
Make
whine
your mom
about
proud.
it? Make your mom proud.
Thank you
Was-
very much.
Was this what you were talking about?
It is. She told me that she didn't have any. Well, look at
I,
that.
s- I stole it from in there. They had a whole bunch of things. They were kind of just lined up right there for everyone to see, and I took them.
I should have known. Very impressive. Thank you very much, Justita.
So
Should I just drop it in the?
I'll move it over to him.
Okay, cool. Can't believe you took that away. Damn it, Cloud.
All right, and unless there's anything else you guys would like to do before we start the next mission, we will.
Okay,
yeah.
everybody gather around. Gather around, everybody.
We're already around.
Hey, no bad talk.
Can't
Everyone
listen.
did very good out there. We worked hard, came out good. Some of us took a little naps, but it's okay. We will get better the next time we go out. I am doing promotions today. You, Torin, little man, you are now a corporal. Well done.
Thank
Astuda,
you, Captain.
you're very much welcome. With hard work and determination, you will grow. Astuda, you are very
Yeah.
good. Very good from very far and very sneaky. You are now Master of Shadows.
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome.
I never signed up for this, but I'll take it. Does it come with are there benefits to this title change?
Oh, yes, you get increased. Hold on, word coming to head. Increased profits from anything we take. You get first choice and last choice. So 2 choices.
Everybody else
Better
gets
than one choice.
This is all legitimate. The DM has decided.
Daboud,
Yes.
you are now first sergeant. You are in charge of corporal. You make him better, hit harder, be stronger.
Right. Thank you.
And please follow up. Make sure he write to mother and tell him about promotion.
Will do, sir.
Meeting over. Very good.
And with the count, there's been a little bit of a crowd that gathers around as Kyoto hands out promotions. They're like, "Well done, yeah, Master of Shadows. That's not a real rank. No, yay! They don't care."
Oh, could you send me the information for is the jug in here? Hold
It's
on.
in the party inventory. I'll move it on because you don't want to carry it because then you'd be encumbered. You already are encumbered, to be fair.
The jug?
Well, the jug is not in the party inventory. Did somebody take the jug, or did I not add it? Probably didn't add it. God damn it!
You added it straight to her actions.
Did I?
Yeah. Let's go.
How can you see her actions?
Yeah.
I was just looking in the chat.
Oh.
Oh.
How does she have it in her actions, but not
Alchemy jug.
in her inventory? Oh, it's there. Yep, alchemy jug.
There it is.
There's.
I just wanted to find the table so I could move it. That was it.
Okay.
Because while I get my promotion, I was gonna try to make some ale.
Very easy.
Hey!
Make some ale. All right. Anything else? We have our promotions. We have our duty bag of goodies that Jeet gave us. We have the best armor that was available, and a couple of potions or oils of sharpness and so on and so forth. Anything else, guys?
I would make sure that I have enough arrows.
All right. Let me see what you have available right now.
You have a place to sleep, right? Like respective tents or however you do
We don't get to
things.
sleep tonight, Torin. Do you not hear that part?
I thought those, not that serious.
It is that serious, my friend.
It's just been such a long day and all, but fine.
Really?
Just sleep while you ride. Close one eye, you sleep half brain. Close other eye, you sleep other half. Be fine.
God, we're gonna die.
Going to the quartermaster's
Probably.
man, Astuta, you can pick up a quiver of 20 arrows.
Okay, how much do you want me to take out of my thing, or is
Yeah,
it?
That's just part of the supply.
Oh, that's why I was double. I didn't know. Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah. I'll leave thinking I stole it, and obviously they'll say they were just gonna give it to me because that's how this place works, and I hate it here. That makes me so mad, honestly.
And on
And
that note, we're gonna take our last 5-minute break before she gets even madder at me.